Hello, hello. What's up, you guys? What's up? I am so excited to talk about one of my favorite words. Now, some of you hate this word, some of you love this word. I'd love to know, drop in the chat right now if the word discipline makes you go, ugh, or if you're like, hell yeah. Feel free to drop that in the chat. Let me know if you're catching this live or on a replay. So today I want to continue on the conversation around the liberation protocol. And this is a proven method that I have developed that has allowed me to have both personal success as well as business success. And I'm talking, guys, these are the universal laws to creating rapid, sustainable, and quantum success. Because I've realized over the years and coaching thousands of women, speaking on hundreds of stages, I've realized that you can give a woman a strategy all day long, but if she does not master the internal game, AKA my codes, if she does not master the internal game, all of that will get her nowhere. Right. And we see that women are not consistent. They're not disciplined. They're not showing up doing the things that they know they need to be doing in order to have the result that they want to be experiencing. So I took a big deep dive, and I'm going to go into this here in a little bit, but I took a dive, right, 9 to 10 months ago. And I was like, yo, Carissa, you're giving the strategies, you're doing the mindset support, but like, what has really allowed you to have all the success in the world? And what are you really teaching your clients how to do? And I realized that it does come down to the 10 elite codes. So over the last couple of days, and I'm going to go through all of the codes, there are 10 total. But I want to just share a little bit about these codes because I am fucking obsessed with them. Because if more women would just learn these codes and learn, not just learn them, but then start to embody them and to master them, they too would be able to go from nothing to 6 and 7 figures and beyond. So we're on code number 2. If you missed code 1, feel free to go back to yesterday's Facebook Live. That's the beautiful part about lives, right? Is they are literally online forever. So you want to definitely go and master code number 1 first, which was all around creating and being a woman, an entrepreneur who can make powerful decisions. So go back and watch that one. But anyways, I'm really excited to be here with you today, talking about something that completely transformed not just my business, but also my life. And it is discipline. Not the boring, rigid kind, but the kind that creates freedom and success. So I want to take you back to 2011. I had just moved from Germany to Nebraska with the perfect plan. I was going to go back to Nebraska, work alongside my mom, and eventually take over the family business, right? I grew up in a wedding industry. I was like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to have a job. Like my whole fucking life plan was laid out for me. But the universe had other plans. 2 days after landing in the States, my mom passed away. And that perfectly laid out plan started to crumble. But here's where it gets really interesting. I found one of my mom's old business ledgers. It was a little black book at the time with green paper, numbers, pluses and minuses. I didn't realize what I was really looking at the time. I was obviously her PR of her estate, going through all of her, chaotic mess and her papers and like all of the things. She would always say organized mess. I looked at it and was like, whoa, it gives me stress and anxiety just looking at your desk, Mom, which is probably why I am a purger. Any purgers out there? I purge everything. Like if it doesn't mean something to me and I don't absolutely need it, then I get rid of it. Right. So anyways, I found a little black ledger. Right. And I started looking through it, and I swear right there in that moment, you guys, I got a message from her because I was sitting there contemplating, right, for months as I was sorting through her paperwork. I didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, my fucking plan just completely crumbled. So as I was looking through her stuff and finding her stuff and sorting her things, and I came across this ledger, and just like a divine download, I got a message from her. She said, Carissa, you don't need my company to be successful. You can start your own thing. So my mom passed away, you guys, and that perfectly laid out plan eventually became something that I turned from a hot mess into a shitstorm into gold, right? So at the age of 26, I did just that. I created my own company. It was called Suit Up, Tuxedos, Florals, and More. And you know what I discovered on that entrepreneurial journey? It's that the biggest thing holding most women back isn't lack of knowledge or resources. It's lack of consistency. And you know what consistency is made up of, right? Feel free to drop it in the chat right now if you do. What do you think consistency is made up of? Discipline. I know you're probably thinking it. Yeah, fuck yeah, right? A discipline. So here's the thing, you guys. I'm not talking about forcing yourself to do the things that you absolutely hate. I am talking about creating the habits, the routines, and the rituals that make success easy, that make success automatic, that make success predictable, right? Because a lot of coaches come to me and they're like, I need more leads. I need help with my sales. I need to learn how to speak on stage. I need all these strategies and tactics. I'm like, cool. What do you do every single day consistently that is going to lead you to those goals? And they're like, I need more discipline. I need consistency. And I'm like, bingo, right? So I'm talking about, when I say consistency, I'm talking about the habits, the routines, and the rituals that actually allow you to become successful. And I see a lot of people taking the classical approach when making decisions and living their best life and fulfilling their dreams in their business. The classical approach is the struggle and the push, right? Taking forever to achieve what you know you've been called to do. We all know that we are meant for more. At least I did. I knew I was meant for more ever since I was a little girl. It was always like, I didn't want to be average. I didn't want to be mediocre. I mean, I'm going to take you back to some of the fun goals that I had, right? I was a gymnast. I didn't just want to go to college for gymnastics. I was like, fuck that. I'm skipping that. I want to go to the Olympics. My goal was to always be an Olympic gymnast. My goal when I kind of shifted out of that, I had a major injury, had to shift and find passion elsewhere. I found my next passion, speaking. Oh my God, I loved theater. I loved theater. In fact, my very first paycheck, fun fact about Carissa, my very first paycheck was me speaking on the stage. I auditioned for a play, and for 30 days when I was 12 years old, I got to stay out past my bedtime because I was in a play in downtown Omaha and I had so much fun, and I got paid like $800. And I was like, I'm rich, bitch. But I was consistent, right? I had to follow the dream, and it didn't stop there. Like, I wasn't going to be like, oh, I just love acting and I want to be an actor. Like, I wanted to be a famous actor. So when I decided that I wanted to be a coach, I didn't just want to be an average coach. I didn't even just want to be a great coach. I wanted to be a fucking legend in the industry. So I became obsessed with learning everything there is to know about coaching, transformation, success, patterns, mindset, like everything, right? I became obsessed and I showed up consistently for that obsession. There is a better way, ladies. There is a better way. And it's called the quantum approach. And it's about listening to your intuition and creating the disciplines that make life easy. When you master discipline, everything becomes easier. Everything you want becomes faster. The health habits that I am disciplined, right, that fuel my confidence and my mindset, these are habits like getting up and going to the gym every day, meal planning, meal prepping, getting sleep, doing self-care. Habits make me a better entrepreneur. Give me a freaking amen if you're all in for habits and consistency. Now, I learned this the hard way. After selling my tuxedo shop, I spent 8 years in corporate getting those subtle hints, right? Because like the classical approach is like pushing that intuition down. That's like, you're meant for more, you're meant for more. A lot of women will stay right there of like, they listen to that and they're like, no, but I can't, right? There's like a two-way dialogue. It's like, you know, you're meant for more. No, I don't think you can. Just stay comfortable. You know, you're meant for more, right? Like that's the internal dialogue that happens in so many women's minds. But what I like to teach my clients how to do is take quantum approaches. I literally just got off of a group call and one of my clients started realizing a quantum approach. She is looking to book more stages. And she said, I used to send out long ass emails that were perfected and like all the things. And instead I just reached out to the event coordinator. I asked who I needed to speak to about speaking on that stage, and boom, right? That's the quantum effect. It's like, you sure as shit could take 5 days to craft up these beautiful emails and send them out and follow up and do all the things, or you could just fucking do it, right? You can go straight to the source. I was so proud of her, right? She's starting to learn, and really just even subconsciously, she doesn't even know she's doing it. She's taking the quantum approach. Okay. You too can take the quantum approach. So there I was in corporate getting those subtle hints. I know I was meant for more. Even my mentor, right, at our mentorship calls, we would meet twice a month, and she'd be like, Krista, what are you going to do after this corporate job? And I was like, I don't know. It's really comfortable here. And she's like, you do not do comfortable. Like, you are everything but comfortable. You put yourself in uncomfortable situations so that you can grow. So what's next for you? And I was like, I don't know until boom, it hit me. I was on a stage speaking in front of 800 coaches. I was in a rock star pose. And I realized right there in that moment that I was meant for more. Even though hundreds of people would tell me that, I chose to listen and play small, right? I was listening. I wasn't listening to that intuition. I was taking the classical approach when in fact, I needed to take the quantum approach. Now, I wouldn't give up my 8-year corporate gig for anything. I absolutely love that job. I learned so much. In fact, that's where I became the marketer. I was then the business development manager. I then went on to HR. I learned so much incredible skills that I now need running a 7-figure company. Okay, globally, internationally, virtual company, right? It's beautiful. So I needed to be there, but I knew I was meant for more. And standing in that rock pose moment, I was like, wow, God put me on this earth to help women thrive. And that's what I'm going to do. So where does discipline come into play? Well, discipline isn't punishment. It's about honoring your dreams and consistent action, right? Discipline is showing up intentionally for the things that are important to you. It's about showing up for yourself, ladies, even when you don't feel like doing it, because I know that your mission, your dreams matter. So if any of this is resonating with you and you're like, fuck, I need to become more disciplined, right? Not only with the health habits, guys, I didn't even go down the road of my business disciplines, my love life disciplines, my family disciplines, right? My lifestyle disciplines. I create habits of success. I break the old patterns that don't serve me and I start new ones, and I freaking love it. And discipline has been one of the biggest keys to my success. Whether it was losing the weight or building an empire, you need discipline. You need consistency. So if any of this message is sitting with you and you're like, shit, I need to know how can I create the discipline? That's the biggest thing. I want to invite you over to the Alpha Queens Rising Facebook community, because starting next week, we're diving deep into each of these success codes, and I don't want you to miss it. So drop your biggest aha or takeaway that you've heard from me today. Feel free to drop that below. Let me know what area of discipline you want to create some discipline around. Is it the health, the wealth, the family, the lifestyle, the business? What kind of discipline do you need to create more of? Remember, discipline creates consistency. Consistency creates action. Actions create movement, and movement creates the freedom we all desire. I will see you in the community, and I cannot wait to read your ahas below. I love you, ladies. Bye. Bye.